Hello YouTube, this is Tom Crandall from Gear Mashers, and today I thought I'd answer some questions about the Prestera Half Rack. Some of the questions I received, people were asking about certain things like can you drop down the pull-up bar, how stable is the rack when you're racking a barbell, does the rack shake a lot when you have a dip bar attachment. So we're going to answer a few of those questions. So for me, I have a 100-inch height here in the garage. And so what that required me to do is change the position of where the crossbar was. So I had to lower it down a few notches. And the reason for that is when you're doing a pull-up, if you don't want to hit your head, obviously you're going to have to lower it down. I was a little nervous at first thinking that because I was changing the crossbar, that it would affect the rack in some way. But I haven't noticed any issues with it. And also the rack appears or just feels super stable when doing pull-ups. So no issues there. So I'm just gonna do a quick pull-up here just to show you, even though normally I take the barbell off, but I'm just gonna do a pull-up right here. So no problem with my head going over. And yeah, it works perfectly. The rack's super stable. Another question I got pertained to when you're racking a barbell. So the J-cups I have on here are the top of the line Eleiko J-cups that they have. They're sliding J-cups, meaning they can move up and down the front post here, no problem. And they're super beefy. The UHMW on here is really thick, or at least I think it's UHMW, maybe it's plastic. Either way, really thick. Another cool feature with these are they slide, but the question was, if you're racking the bar, does the rack shake a lot? I'm not going to put any weight on here. I'm just going to rack it and hit it really hard just so you can see. So just put the bar here, and when I come in to rack it, the bar and the rack really don't shake that much. So you're not going to have to worry about that. This is way more sturdy than, say, the Eleiko combo racks that you see in a lot of competition. So if people can lift a ton of weight on those, they can certainly use this, and this is going to be a lot more stable when you're racking and unracking. So I'm going to take the bar off here real quick. So another question I got pertained to the dip bar and the dip bar attachment. So normally when you set up the dip bar, obviously you want to put the safety arms, move them out of the way. Now, I will say this. When I got the rack, I got the sliding safety arms because I thought that would be sort of cool. And they actually are. It's a nice feature to be able to slide them up and down really fast. But I find that I really don't move them that much. So they pretty much stay in the same position, whether I'm doing squats or curls or whatever. So I think if I had it to do over, I'd probably not get the bars or the safety arms attached to the rack, because in order to remove these, I would basically have to remove the feet and then unhook the bolts that are connected into the front posts here, and then I'd also have to disconnect. It would be a real pain. So it would be a lot easier just to be able to remove them. But to slide them up and down, super easy. You just pull there's a pin in the back, and then you slide them to whatever position you want, and then you connect it back in. And so with the dip bar, let me grab it right here in the back. There's nothing really special about these dip bar attachment. I would have liked to seen Eleiko add the laser Eleiko brand here or something, because it's just all black, nothing real sexy about it or anything. They do have a tab in the front here that makes it easier when you're first attaching it before you put the safety pin on. And then on the inside, they have UHMW here, and so that helps protect this from the stainless steel posts here. So I'm just going to connect it in. So one thing that I did notice is the metal tab that they use to connect here. Since there's no UHMW on that tab, what ends up happening is the metal will bite in here. So I'm probably going to put maybe just some cloth or something, some sticky cloth to it so it doesn't do that. And then the safety pin is actually really nice. This is stainless steel I believe, and they have their Eleiko branding on there, which is cool. And then the handle itself has really nice knurl on there, so that I thought was a nice feature. But other than that, it really doesn't have anything else. Really, it's pretty easy to connect. You add the safety pin, and then as far as doing dips, you can see here that the rack sort of moves a little bit side to side, but really when you're doing dips, you don't notice it. So if I'm just doing some dips here pretty quickly, the rack, I feel is pretty stable. So don't really have to worry about that. I'm sweating a little bit in here because obviously I'm in a garage gym and it's about 90 something degrees outside right now, and the sun's starting to hit the front of the garage. And I didn't have my fans turned on because I wanted to do a video. But anyway, if you have any other questions about the Prestera, I can certainly try to answer them. It is a great rack, in my opinion. It's now there is one caveat to that. With Eleiko, the way they redesigned the Prestera, they went with 70 millimeter by 70 millimeter posts. So that's this sucker here in the rear and all the other ones. And what that means essentially is you're not going to be able to get most likely rogue attachments to work on it. You're not going to be able to get like French Sport attachments or any other main manufacturers out there to be able to work with this rack, because it is sort of an odd size. Normally the racks that are made right now are either 3x3 or 2x3 or maybe even 3x4. So that does limit what you can do with this rack as far as attachments go. And then the hole spacing on here, well, the hole spacing I believe is about an inch or so, but the actual holes are 16 millimeter versus a lot of the US holes are about 5/8 and 1 inch. So again, you are pretty much limited to buying Eleiko stuff, which isn't bad. I mean, they have really good products, but when someone comes out with something really unique that could be cool to attach to a rack, say like a weight plate or something like that, you're not going to be able to attach it here. Now, I believe I saw a picture of an Eleiko weight plate, and I'm not sure how it would work with the sliding J-cups, if I'm actually be able to use it with that or not, but that could be something cool to potentially add in the future. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions or anything, definitely hit me up in the comment section. Also, check out my Instagram account. It's Gear Mashers on Instagram. I post there often. And that's it. Thanks so much and have a great day.